Hi everybody, it's Cathryn from In the Pink Designs. I hope everyone had a good weekend. I had a fabulous weekend. I got a new godson, Spencer John, and I was away since Saturday morning and I just got back a little while ago. So I tried my best today, but I'm a little bit tired, but I'm happy tired. Alrighty, so my project today is using the stamp set, Thanks a Bunch, which is a spring stamp set. Could be Easter if you want it to be, or it could be Harvest for the carrots if you wanted that. Now this is from the Saleabration catalog, which gives you free merchandise for every $50 that you spend. Okay, it only lasts till, and I'm using this paper, which is Day at the Farm. Alrighty, that's the paper I'm using, and that is free with the $50 purchase. And then this is the carrots, Thanks a Bunch, and that's also free with the $50 purchase. There are some that are $100 purchases, but these are both $50. Alright, and you can get more of one of the same thing, or you can combine all different ones. Just for every $50 you get something from here. Alrighty. Now, the box measures 4 3/4 by 2 1/2 by 1 1/4. And inside I have, because I really don't have any Easter spring-like things, I have some bubbles and a little butterfly twisty toy. But, I mean, you could always put candy in here, but I don't have any Easter candy yet. You could fit 2 of these bottles in of glue. And there's about, I'd say 3/4 of an inch left over. Alright, so I used the Thanks a Bunch stamp set, and I used this oval from the All That dies, but you could use whatever die you have to cut out the sentiment, or you could add one to the bow if you wanted to do that. I also used from the mini catalog Adhesive Backed Milky Dots. They come in Mango Melody, which is the ones I used, Night of Navy, Petal Pink, and White. Alrighty. Okay, so what we need for this project is some basic white for the stamping. I used a piece of pumpkin pie cardstock that's 8 by 8. Of the Day at the Farm cardstock, I used 2 pieces that are 2 1/4 by 4 1/2, 2 pieces that are 1 by 4 1/2, and 2 pieces that are 2 1/4 by 1. All right, and all of these measurements will be on my blog. All right, so this is my host code. If you're going to purchase from my website, which is linked below, if you're going to spend anything under $150, please put this in, and everybody that does gets a little bit of a gift from the Stampin' Rewards that I get. I just split them up. All right, so we're going to start, well, it doesn't matter. They're both 8-inch sides, so we're going to start on one side, any one you can pick. And we're going to score at 1/2, 3, 4 1/4, and 6 3/4. Then we're going to turn it a quarter turn, and we're going to score at 1 1/4, 6, and 7 1/4. Alrighty, then I'm going to fold and burnish. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to remind you about the joining bonus that is only until February 28th. If you join with no obligation, you pay $99 for $175 worth of product that you pick out of any catalog. Alrighty? For $129, you still get the $175 in products that you pick, but you also get the mini die cutting machine in either the white or the blue. Alrighty, so you get a 3-month term, and if you don't want to continue after that, you get the 20% off discount for the 3 months, and then you just let it expire. Okay, so there is no obligation to continue, but you might find that you want to. Alright, so now how this is laying, there's a 1/2 inch strip on the left, a 3/4 inch on the top, and a 1 1/4 on the bottom and this side. All right, and this is what we're going to be doing. All right, okay, we're going to start on the bottom left. We're going to go to the first score line, cut it to the first score line, and then wedge up into that skinny rectangle above it. Okay, next score line, cut it to the first score line, next score line, cut it to the first score line, and then wedge both sides of the square in between. That makes our tab. Okay, go to the next score line, cut it to the first score line, and then wedge each side of this square to make that tab. And that's the bottom. Now we're going to turn it around to 180 to the other side. And we're going to go to the first score line, cut it to the second score line, get rid of this rectangle on the bottom, and then wedge each side of the square. Okay, we're going to go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, next score line, cut it to the second score line. Then we're going to take that rectangle off the bottom and wedge this square also. Okay, now these 4 pieces here, 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to just take them off. So you're going to count up to the second score line on the side and go to the second score line over here where we finished. Okay, and then this skinny rectangle over here, you just want to wedge a tiny bit off the top, the bottom actually. All right, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to round the corners of this top piece here that is our flap that we're going to tuck in. I've been making the top flaps, if I have enough room, 3/4 inch, because then it stays in there better, I find. All right, and this is what your cardstock should look like after scoring it and cutting it. Now we're going to get tear-in tape, and we're going to put it on the what's left of the skinny rectangle next to the score line. I'm going to get my take your pick tool, and I'm going to take the backing off, and I'm just going to roll back any of the edges that come off the edge. All right, we're going to flip it over. We're going to fold over the side that has the tape, and then we're going to fold the other side over to meet it. Alrighty, now this is our back. Okay, so we're going to put the sides down, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the sides, just a little dab. And then we're going to put the back down, and then we're going to put more glue on the back of the front flap here. Just make sure everything's nice and square and even. Okay, then pick it up and just take your pick tool in there to press those tabs down. Make sure they stick. All right, and that's our box for now. We'll cut the thumb hole in a little bit. The little area so that you can pull it open easily. Okay, so now we need our DSP. The 2 pieces that are 2 1/4 by 4 1/2 go on the front and the back. 1 by 4 1/2 the long sides, and 2 1/4 by 1 the short sides. All right, and I'm going to use liquid glue. Okay, now I'm going to open up the back, and whatever small circle punch you have, just put it in there and just take a partial circle out. All right, so then when you close it, you'll be able to grab that easily. Okay, now we're going to do some stamping. So we need our piece of basic white, and we'll do the carrots first. So we're going to do Pumpkin Pie and Mango Melody. And we're doing this piece in Pumpkin Pie and that piece in Mango Melody. and we need to do 3. Okay, ooh, I should be using this bottom, the matte, because they're photopolymer, and this next piece is more solid, so it gets a little harder. Okay, this is the Mango Melody piece. Okay, and you match it up to the right side and the top and bottom. And now we're going to do the little fronds, I would call them. All right, so the larger piece, which is this, we're going to do in Parakeet Party, but you could also use Granny Apple Green, something similar. And this longer piece, we're going to use Garden Green. So first I'm going to do the Parakeet Party on the larger leaf. And I'm just going to connect it right to the tip. Okay, and then we need the Garden Green. And I'm just going to kind of put one of them kind of leaning out to the right, one kind of straight, and one kind of a little bit leaning to the left. You don't have to make it too leaning too much, or you could do them all straight if you want to. All right. Now I have to fussy cut, unfortunately. But you could just do one if you wanted to use a rectangle of basic white, and you could just do one and maybe not do this really tall piece if you don't want to have that out there. Okay, I have my 3 pieces cut out. And I'm going to get my mat because I don't want to get anything on here if I can help it. Okay. All right. So we're going to put these one of them's going to go that way in the back of that, and the other one's going to go this way. Okay, see how that just kind of works out? And you stack them kind of like that. All right, and then I'm just going to take my glue, just for now, and I'm going to make sure they're good. I'm going to just stick some glue where I know it's going to hit. On this side, and then stick a little glue over here back on this side. You could just do them one at a time too, instead of fixing them together and doing that. Oops. Okay, and we're just going to let that dry a second. And we're going to do the sentiment on basic white again. And I'm going to do the sentiment with Garden Green. Okay, and the sentiment I picked is It Looks Like Spring. Okay. And I'm cutting it out with this oval here, and I'll be right back. Okay, and that's my sentiment. All right, so now we need our box. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop up the carrots with dimensionals and mini dimensionals. So let me get them. I'm going to need a mini on the bottom of each carrot, as far down as we can get it without showing. Okay, then we're going to put some regular dimensionals there, and then one where the carrots all meet up. It's got that one. And I'm going to put I'm going to get some more minis. I'm going to put one right up there. And one right up there. Oops, I'm getting stuck. Alrighty. Make sure which side is your top here. Okay, make sure you have the back of your box in the back, because I've done that. And then I'm just gonna try to get my carrots nicely centered and then just put them down. Okay, then I'm gonna put my sentiment right here, and we're just gonna put a dimensional right there. It hangs off a little, so you don't want to put it all the way to the end. And then a little bit of liquid glue over here. Okay, and then we're going to put it a little lower, right there. Okay, and then I'm going to get some garden green ribbon from the Real Red and Garden Green 3/8 inch ribbon combo pack. And I'm just going to tie a bow. Just like that. And I'm just going to trim it a little bit. And I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to get a glue dot. I'm going to put it right on the knot. My goodness, there we go. Okay. And then put a little dot of glue on either side. And then I'm just going to put this right on the top of the bunch of carrots. The bunch of the actual body of the carrot. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, and then for the final touch, we're going to add some of the Milky Dots in the Mango Melody, because we used that ink in there. And I'm going to put a big one right in the middle of the bottom, and then a small one on either side. There you go, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. If you want any information about joining there, you can email me. My email is below, and also the link to my blog, the link to shop in my Stampin' Up shop, the link to join, and the link to my blog, which has all the measurements. Alrighty, have a great day. Please subscribe and hit the like button, and I will see you next time. Bye.